given the sequence 2, 5, 10, 17. The first question asks you to find the next two terms, right? So I'll put the sequence on the side there so that it's easy for me to deal with it. Need a bit of space there. 5, 10, 7. All right, 17. So now, me looking for the next two terms, I basically gauge what number they add between successive terms. Here they added a 3. Here they added a 5. Here they added a 7. So now, the pattern I see here is on the first line of differences. That it starts at 3 and they keep on adding a 2. Do you see that? So the next number here in the first line of differences would then be like 7 plus 2, which is 9, because they add the same number here between successive terms on the first line of differences. So when they ask you like about a sequence, you don't have to fix your analysis on the first line of or rather the sequence itself. You can just also analyze the first line of differences to see if there's any sort of pattern. And you do see that they're adding a 2 starting from 3 there. The next number will be 9 there. Now, what I also mentioned earlier is that for them to get the 5, they went 2 plus 3, they got the 5. For them to get the 10, they went 5 plus 5 to get the 10. For them to get the 17, they said 10 plus 7 gives a 17. For them to get the next one, they would have gone 17 plus 9, it gives them 26. For them to get the next number, they will go, what number comes after 9 in the first line of differences? That is 11. So they'll go 26 plus 11 will give them the next number. That will be 37. You see? So that's how you get the next two numbers. You do not need the general formula for this first question. It is just logical. But if they'd asked you this question on the first, then you would have had to use the formula. Sharp. The next question says find T10. Member number 10, it will take a bit of time until you get to member number 10. Rather use the formula. And we all know that the formula says the general term of a quadratic is Tn equal to an squared plus bn plus c. How do we see that this is a quadratic? Because the second line of differences is constant. They added a 2 between successive terms. So yeah, so that's how we saw that there's a quadratic. Then yeah, what we have to do here is just find the values of a, b, and c. How do we do that? There's 3 formulae we need to know. The first one is that the second 2a equal to second difference, 2a equal to second diff. Then 3a plus b equals first diff. Then a plus b plus c equal to t1. Now please note that here I do not use shortcuts like second. I don't use shortcuts like first like that, because if you get into the habit of doing this in the exam, you'll be under pressure. Obviously, you'll be under pressure of time and all of that stuff. So if you get into the habit of putting second there, this first there, you might accidentally in the exam put 2 there, even though the second difference may not be 2. So your mind gets used to that second diff thing. So please be careful, ne? Rather put words so that your mind can subconsciously remember. So yeah, that's the story there. So now how do we find a? We use the first formula. We go 2a equal to second diff. Our second difference is 2. It is not always 2, could be something different. So therefore a will be equal to 1, having divided both sides by 2. What is b? So we use the second formula to find b, which is substitute. 3, our a is already 1. B is what we're looking for. First diff, it is the first number on the first line of differences. Here's the first line of differences, the second line of differences. First difference is just the first number on the first line of differences. So that is 3. So if we take the 3 to the other side, we will have 0 there. Remember, if I'm moving too fast, you let me know. Then I'm going to slow it down for you. Someone complained about me moving a bit too slow last week, so I'm just trying to listen to your feedback. So yeah, the last one, we're looking for C. We already have A. We substitute. Our A is 1. B is 0. Our C is what we're looking for. T1 represents the first member of the sequence. First member, where is that sequence? There. The first member is 2. So we take the 1 to the other side, becomes a negative. So it's going to be 2 minus 1, which is just 1. So therefore, the general term would be Tn equals A is 1, 1n squared, B 0, plus O 0n, plus C is 1. So this will simplify to Tn equals n squared plus 1, because 0 times anything is just 0. So that's how we got Tn equal to n squared plus 1. So now, question asks us to find T10. So in place of the n, we're going to put 10 there. Wherever there's n, we put 10. This will give us 101. T 100, wherever there's n, we put 100. This will give us 10,001. Right, so did you guys get those answers there?